Today is the day for the results of my 3-month journey so far reselling online full-time. I switched from part-time to full-time beginning February 1st, so I'm going to show you February, March, and April and how and what changed. And let me give you a brief background of my experience in reselling. In 1998, I started on eBay part-time. It was just a little extra money. eBay had been around for maybe a year or two, but I've sold on eBay for all that time, those couple decades. And I also had two accounts. One was consignment. I sold other people's things for a percentage of the profits, but I lost interest in that. It's a long story, but I really wanted to focus on my own things. So I've sold part-time for quite a while. I've also sold on Etsy, Poshmark, Whatnot I tried, Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace. eBay really is my favorite platform. It might not end up to be yours, but for me, that is what I have had the most success in. So in the fall last year, because we had to pivot financially a little, I thought I'm going to try to see if I can get any traction on eBay selling full-time, and I'll give myself 3 months to see if I can do it. And I set just a couple simple goals to start. One was to go from about 100 items at any given time for my inventory and to bring it to 500 items. And also, could I bring my sales to 3,000 a month? I just set that goal. I thought that was reasonable, and I wanted it to be a little difficult. So those were my two goals. And I'm going to show you the metrics of how far I've come so far. And just as a side note, I'm going to be showing you the metrics from the Flipwise software. And I do not know the gentleman who launched it. It's brand new. I did the beta testing for it. Justin is one of the founders. It is fantastic. The software is ultra easy to use. I think it's reasonably priced. It will give you some metrics that you might even not realize that are as helpful as they are. So that's what I'll be showing you my metrics on. I highly recommend that software. I wish I would have had it much sooner. And one more side note is I often get asked how to start on eBay. I do other videos. I'll keep doing other videos on things I look for, success I've had selling different things, and different tips and tricks. But a few of the top recommendations I give new sellers. The first one is the number one thing you have to get proficient at, fast at, would be comping on eBay, because you shouldn't even really be buying any inventory if you don't know for sure it will sell on eBay and for how much. So you need to get proficient on comping and finding out what those items will sell for and if it sells, or you really shouldn't be buying the item. And the other thing I tell beginners is that what works for me will not necessarily work for you. I think we all can help each other. There are some things that professional resellers do that I'm thinking I could never do that because fill in the blank. And I'm sure they would say that about me. But you have to find what works for you. But overall, I think you should not be enamored with those huge flips you see online, even $100 profits, because yes, you'll have them and you'll have some very big profits, but at the end of the day, the $30, $40, and $50 profits are what any successful reseller relies on, and that is what is easy selling that will accumulate and give you real profits. So keep your eyes focused on the $30, $40, and $50 profits, and I think you will be successful. And lastly, I wish I could tell my earlier self on eBay to start an inventory and system overall early and get it started soon. I am shocked that some longtime sellers don't even have an organized inventory system. You've got to have a system in place or you're just going to be losing money, wasting time on disorganization. So Flipwise also has an excellent inventory element integrated in it, and to keep yourself organized with receipts and have a system, and it will make it so much easier for you in the end. So those are my simple tips for beginners, and now let me show you the metrics on how I've done so far. What you'll be looking at is a comparison of the 3 months before I started selling full-time, which would be last November, December, and January, and then I'll show you the subsequent 3 months of February, March, and April. So what you're looking at here is the ROI, return on investment, at 524%. That is in November with $1,149 in sales. Next, in December, a return on investment of 408% with $1,200 in sales. And then you'll see in January, I only had a 401% ROI with only $539 in sales. I did not work very much, clearly, in January. Okay, now let's take a look at the subsequent 3 months when I started full-time. That is when I really started adding a lot of items to my inventory, and it's slowly been increasing. I'm at about 430 items at any given time. That was more difficult than I thought because my goal was 500, but the more you list, the more you sell. So that's been, I'm going to get there. I will get to 500, but so far it's been holding at about 430. So February was 704% and $1,689 in sales. Now you'll see March was 663% with 2,800, almost 2,900 in sales. So now you can see my work is starting to pay off. Then in April, I had an even higher ROI of over 1,000% at $3,070 in sales. But the best news of all, which kind of surprised me actually, you will see that we are not done with May, and we're looking at May 1st to May 20 with already 2,800, almost 2,900 in sales. And so the trajectory looks like I'm still going to be growing. So all in all, I have reached my goals. I didn't quite make it with my inventory, but I'm going to stick with it and I will get there. So I hope you'll follow me on the rest of my journey. I am committed now to doing this full-time after this 3-month trial period, and I will be doing more videos, more updates. I love what I do. I'm thrilled that these results are what they are because I love treasure hunting. I love reselling just as much today as I did 30 years ago. I'll be doing other videos on treasure hunting, what things I find, what they sell for. So make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Follow me for more tips, flips, and profits. I'll see you next time.